All right, Dmitry from SDFC Nation. Welcome on to Two Balls and a Mic here, SanDiego.Futbol. How are you, man?
Hey guys, thanks for having me on. Finally making it happen. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we're good, man. We're
Cool,
here
cool.
live. Abe can hear you, giving you the thumbs up. But I mean,
Awesome.
look, you've been doing some awesome stuff on your page here on Instagram. Congratulations! I think you just passed the 1K mark. And you know,
Congrats. Woo, woo.
just writing and giving your opinions on San Diego FC. So you can check everybody out off the top. Where can people find your work?
Yeah, guys, thanks. First and foremost, thank you for that. It's been kind of a wild ride. But yeah, so I have a website called SDFCNation.com. You can check me out on there. Obviously on Instagram, SDFC Nation. And I also write for East Village Times, where they feature some of my stories. So you can check out eastvillagetimes.com for any of the SDFC coverage.
Absolutely, man. And so, you know, Abe just put a cool little hypothetical, like just what are the ins and outs of the transfer season as it's here. How are you kind of entering this phase of San Diego FC from what you've seen? As you know, it's not like they're going off after superstars; they're going after the young guns once again.
Yeah, man. One of the things that I don't think I was expecting when we hit this time was, having so many people be injured, having people leaving the club. Not knowing anything about an expansion club, I thought, we're going to come in and kind of stick with the same core group of guys for maybe the whole season and maybe add like one or two here and there. But it's definitely been a surprise with how many people the club wants to get during this transfer window. As far as getting young guys and everything, I like it. At first, I was a little bit skeptical about it. Not sure how you were feeling about that, but um, you know, to, Mikey knows what he's doing, right? I truly trust the guy. Like he's been, the U.S. under 20s coach. Like he knows what he's doing. So he's bringing in these young guys that he's already, familiar with, and I actually think that he's got something much more deeper than people think, than people know of, because he's bringing in talent that he's, truly like, he knows these guys, and he's trying to get a core young talent pool and SDFC's, kind of core team there. So we'll see how it goes, man. But I'm super stoked about it.
Yeah, no, I think it's fair to say, right, that San Diego FC, Mikey Wallace, Tyler Heaps, they're not building this team for a championship this season. It's working where they're top of the table with the squad they have, but realistically, right, if you put this team on a series in playoffs against some other team, like say Vancouver or anybody else in the West, right?
Oh, you mean Thomas Mueller's Vancouver? Oh, sorry.
There's a chance that, I mean, the lack of experience with these youngsters can catch up, right? Yeah, you still have Chuky, you have Dre, you have Yep, and all those players. But at the same time, it's like this, they're building something for the future. And again, I would have actually also preferred to see a player that can make an impact right now, and they make history and they go, well, you know what? F it. Let's try to win the championship right now and make history that way. And then we start building for the future. I feel like they could have gone both ways. I think they're going the safe route and start building for the future now. And if they win a championship while they're at it, or the Shield, then that's a huge accomplishment. That's amazing. Wow, right to dream changes everything. But I personally would like to see something more of an impact where this player would have been like the it factor that they need to get over the hump to be a championship caliber team.
Yeah, and I feel like some of that was Milan Iloski. I was going back and forth about how I feel about the whole thing about them not bringing him in and not signing. Obviously, we don't know all the the details behind what went on in the contract negotiations, but if we're just kind of talking about it, I think that they should have kept him, because I mean the streak that he was on, we haven't seen that before, and I think he probably found his place here with us, and he felt the most comfortable. So but that's come and gone. So now we've got these young guys coming in. Hopefully, they can make an immediate impact.
Yeah, and these young guys, it's a big departure, that I think, from what a lot of other expansion teams would do. I think it's easier to make like the splashy moves and get star people. And I tend to look back to what Tom Penn and what they did with LAFC when they built that, because I think this is kind of why San Diego FC chose Tom Penn to be like their CEO and like usher in this expansion team, because he did it before. And it took them a couple years to actually win a championship. I think they were a good expansion team. They played really well. Carlos Vela was a huge impact. San Diego FC basically took that formula with Chuky Lozano to hope that he would be their star player, and he has been so far. And now I think it's interesting that instead of going for another splashy player, they're kind of focusing on the youth development and bringing in these really young players that are going to be playing for the U.S. youth national team. It's maybe a lesson that Tom Penn learned and has kind of been pushing. That's what I think might be what's happening, but also it's part of this whole right to dream philosophy. Obviously, it's I think it's cool that they're very much sticking to this idea and this formula. Like they said it and they're sticking to it.
Definitely. And one other thing that I was going to mention, I mean, I'm going to have a hot take on this show because I truly feel, in my heart that
All right.
that I truly feel in my heart that it's going to be one of those things where he brings a bunch of young guys in and they already have chemistry and know each other, and it's going to be, a good clubhouse vibe. And I just feel like there's not going to be as much time to bring these guys up as most people expect.
So you think it's not gonna work this season?
What's not going to work?
Like all the young guys melding together?
No, I do think I'm the opposite of that. Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like it's going to be quicker than people expect to get these guys that have played together before, that know each other, to get them to be contributors to the first team.
Hey,
What-
so what? Sorry, you
No,
go
go
for
ahead.
it.
Go.
So what happens in Chile here in a couple of weekaroonies where the under 20 FIFA World Cup happens and you lose
All these players.
these players? Like you're not losing them to a World Cup,
When is that?
but
World
you're
Cup again?
losing them to the World Cup tournament for the under 20s, because that's what your team is made of.
Yeah, I'm sure that Mikey knows this and they've got a plan for it as well.
I really hope this isn't the first he's hearing about it. Thank you for listening, Mikey.
I don't think many of them are going to be starters at this point, other than like I think all the starting positions are pretty solidified right now, other than probably Tomas Angel. Like the center backs could be switching back and forth. I personally think the young back line is really, really good right now. I wouldn't mess with that. Manu Dua's been fun in that position, and then also Ian Pilcher has been good. And do you think San Diego FC is going to be experimenting a little bit more with the 5-man back line? Because like that's how they ended the game for this last Nashville game. Like I think that'd be a really interesting development for them.
No, I think Mikey Vadas parked the bus there, and he was like, you know what? Like sometimes you have to go with that strategy, and it worked out for them. But again, look, I think the best way I can explain this, and Tony's gonna love this as well, is there's two different type of people when you play FIFA career mode. There is the type like Tony where you buy
Immediate.
Ronaldo, Messi,
Immediate.
everyone to your club, and you buy all the best players in the world to just build a super team, which is what Miami's doing. Or you're like me and you go on the FIFA Wonder Kids website and you buy all these random players that are 16, 17, 19, and you start building them up
So
and to build up that, and then you end up selling them. With this, all these players that you're getting that are 19, 20, 18, by the time they're 21, 22, and if they're star level elite players that they're going to get called to the national team, more than likely you're going to end up losing them to Europe or another club. You're not going to be able to pay them all. So again, is MLS the league where you're allowed to build these players up and have that chemistry up, or is this gonna be like by the time they're 22, all right, gotta sell them because we can't afford to pay them because they're that good. Now we gotta start all over.
Well, to give you just that insight on how much I would enjoy that, I did enjoy that, and just the reflection of where the times are. I did go play FIFA career mode or EA Sports career mode recently, just to see what happens. Chelsea is now headed by Mourinho once again. Sold all the players immediately, like just everybody's on the transfer market, and everybody's like, "Oh, didn't expect it." I went out and bought a young Duran Ferry, who's now starting goalkeeper for Chelsea. The goalkeeper, Sanchez, is like, "Hey, boss, I think you would have started me." Canceled his contract, out of there. Anyway, that's how I play career mode, just chaos mode.
I think that's a good analogy. Nice one, Chiva.
But yeah, it's
But I mean, you still say, like, right, Dmitry, like, you like the way the approach that Mikey Vadas and Tyler Heaps are taking with San Diego FC.
Yeah, and it took me a little while to get there. I mean, at first I was a little skeptical, and then I started kind of looking more and deeper into it, and kind of, starting to understand the whole plan that they're trying to put together. If it was a couple of random, under 20s that he put together, I would probably be a little bit more skeptical. But just the fact that, once again, like, these guys know each other, they've played together. They're U.S. internationals for a reason, right? They're good enough to represent their country, which also speaks volumes. I do like how. Let me back up. Basically, the whole point of this transfer market was to bolster the backups, because, like Abe just said, we've got our starting position pretty much solidified. So we've got a bunch of games coming up. We need backups. Guys are probably not going to be playing 80 minutes. They might be playing 60 minutes, 50 minutes. So I like it from that perspective. If it was guys coming in to take over, starting roles, then it'd be a little bit more like, okay, what's the plan here?
love it. Dmitry, I'm sorry, you had something?
I definitely, I think I'm probably more in agreement with Dmitry with just trusting how it's going to work out this season. Just because, like, as an expansion side, they're first place. They're top of, like, they've proven that their style works in the MLS, at least thus far. And it's hard to, like, doubt them at this point and doubt what, like, Tyler Heaps and Mikey Vadas know about the players they're bringing in and developing. Like Luca Bombino and Oscar Verhoeven were both kind of just like, okay, 18-year-olds, like, maybe they'll be backups, and they both, like, taken those starting spots and played really, really well. So I just, at this point, it's hard to just doubt what they're doing right now. And, like, it's still okay, I think, for us to be skeptical, but when you're top of the league with, what is it, 10 games left, 9 games left at this point, like,
9.
It's really, really good.
Yeah, and I'll be the first one to say, like, I did not trust that these 18-year-olds were going to come in and do a good job. Like, there's maybe 1-2 games that they didn't do that well, and I was just like, all right, I'm done with these guys. Like, bring on whoever else. Like, why is he playing these guys over, like, the established dudes? And I was definitely wrong. Like, these guys have proved themselves, and they've solidified their backline positions. So yeah, trust the process and trust Mikey, because he hasn't given us a reason not to yet.
That's a great point. He has not given a reason to disagree with everything. Everything that they've been doing has been working out, right? And that's something that we've been saying for San Diego FC, that, you know what? They're going to surprise everyone. And they're doing exactly that. They're top of the table. They're starting an 18-year-old at left back and an 18-year-old at right back. They're signing all these different, like, youngsters in the team and making the club even more competitive and more well-rounded now, because, I mean, the last couple matches, they only had 5 to 4 field players available to be substitute on. And you know what? You give a 19, 20-year-old 20, 30 minutes with fresh legs against a 36-year-old center back in MLS, that kid's probably going to run circles around them.
Well, that's literally what Bomino's doing.
Yeah.
I think the team's been successful at just kind of like pinging, like, hey, do better. Hey, Luca, just do better. He did better. Hey, Andres Reyes, the hell out of my team. Get the hell out of the team. Just now it's like, hey, Tomas, Angel, get it together, please. Like, just you need to get it together. Tomas Angel is the player that, if he is truly unlocked, there can be a different gear to San Diego FC even now. If his true potential was to really be able to be harnessed, and we'll get to it here as we'll close out El Sarape and get to the Nashville and the post game where you asked him point blank, you asked Coach Mikey Varas, Chiva, point blank, what is going on with Tomas Angel? He's not producing, and in true Mikey Varas fashion, he clapped back at you.
He sure did, and we're gonna get to hear about that. He pretty much just said, you know what? Yeah, he's not scoring goals, but he's not. I mean, yeah, you want a striker to score goals, but at the same time, he's doing all these other things, and I think that's something Mikey does. He answers very positively. To answer this question, I think Dos Santos, yes,
Lost it.
I think McVeigh and McNair, once they're 100%, they come back.
Yeah, 100%. Because again, you have a tournament starting tomorrow.
Yeah,
literally.
I low-key think CJ has lost his starting spot. Until when do we see a Pablo Cisniega contract extension, though? I think that was SDFC probably's first mistake so far.
Yeah, and I mean, Tony, to your point, like, I think that's our biggest issue right now is just getting a number 9. I mean, if I just have to echo what you said. I mean, if we can get somebody that produces up front, this team's just going to jump to a whole nother level of play, because it sounds like everybody else is kind of getting better and better throughout the season, and it's just like we just keep having issues with the number 9. Luckily, our DPs have been able to step up, but if you haven't had them, I mean, how many close games do we lose?
I don't know. First mistake was letting people believe that they had a choice in, do you want FC San Diego or San Diego FC? But again, choice. Or first mistake is keep doubling down that San Diego FC and Snapdragon is a soccer specific stadium, which actually a quick little Google Rooney goes and shows you that actually it's Nashville who has the largest soccer specific stadium with 30,000 plus in Nashville, Tennessee. I don't know. Sorry. But in any case, Dmitry, you've been doing a great job with your write-ups. Clearly, the people are reacting in the comments with what you've been doing. I hope it's been rewarding for you, and just make sure to keep on chugging and keep on plugging. Just to kind of close us out, what can people expect when they come up over onto the Instagram or your website?
Yeah, and thanks for having me, guys. It's always nice to see you guys in the press box and say what's up, see you guys around the stadium. I love the show, and yeah, you guys are doing a great job as well. For me, I've got a couple of things lined up. I want to start getting more into interviewing some of the community members around here that are making an impact on the club, on the soccer community in general. Just continuing covering the team, and we'll see where that takes me. So yeah, just check out SDFCNation.com and keep supporting the dream.
Perfect, man. I really appreciate you. And again, keep at it and check it out. This is the soccer community that we're hoping to kind of see, right? The soccer community that the city deserves. And you do a great job. I agree with Wyatt. Wyatt, another great content creator here for San Diego FC. Powerful here in San Diego. But Dmitry, thank you once again. We'll see you out there, guy.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.